Getting set for race number 3 from Redshores in Charlottetown tonight as the horses swing in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Back upstairs, the track announcer Vance Cameron for the call.
Speaking of shadow, Ms. Patricia B., Red Dirt, Love and Life. Bashful Bree, Checkers Pride, and Cut Her Loose. Third race, moving up on the gate. Top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. Off and pacing, leaving out. Speaking of shadow to the lead, Ms. Patricia B. is second, the third one, and Ms. Patricia B.'s got broken equipment on the turn second. Third up the rail, Red Dirt, Love and Life. Bashful Bree fourth, fifth is Cut Her Loose. Trailing the field, that's Checkers Pride. They're on the backstretch going to the opening quarter. Speaking of shadow, in line to Mike McGuigan, the fraction setters. In the two-hole, Ms. Patricia B. racing from third. That's a Red Dirt, Love and Life. Bashful Bree on the cones fourth. Cut Her Loose is fifth. Trailing six, Checkers Pride 29. And 1 was the quarter, and the 2-year-old Arts Peak filly. Speaking of shadow, is the leader. Ms. Patricia B. continues second. Third up the rail is Red Dirt, Love and Life with Bashful Bree fourth. Cut Her Loose fifth and Checkers Pride sixth. They're halfway home in the third, led by Speaking of Shadow. Ms. Patricia B. continues second. Third up the rail, Red Dirt, Love and Life. Bashful Bree into the turn fourth. There goes Cut Her Loose to the outside fifth. Checkers Pride sixth. 59 and 3 was the half mile. By the 5/8 they go, and they're led by Speaking of Shadow. Ms. Patricia B. second. From the outside, Cut Her Loose wants to be third, but holding that position at the rail, Red Dirt, Love and Life. Checkers Pride moves up fifth. Now the trailer, Bashful Bree. They're by 3/4, and Speaking of Shadow is still there in 1:29 and 4. Ms. Patricia B. second. Third in at the rail, Red Dirt, Love and Life. Cut Her Loose on the outside fourth. They're homeward bound now. Speaking of Shadow, the leader, Ms. Patricia B. on the outside, coming right to her. Deep in her stretch as they come to the wire. Ms. Patricia B. doubles up Burial. Second, that'll go to Speaking of Shadow. Cut Her Loose third. 1:58 and 2.
Okay, here's the slow-mo for race number 3 tonight from Redshores in Charlottetown, and Gilles Barrio is absolutely rolling at both tracks, Summerside and Charlottetown. Speaking of shadow, one at the front end here tonight, and Mike Arter there, 29 and 1. They were the leaders, 59 and 3. Gilles sitting second with Miss Patricia B. Cut Her Loose goes first, 129 and 4. Still not decided yet, but they will decide it in the lane here now. Mike under some heavy pressure late with Speaking of Shadow. Gilles angles out with Miss Patricia B, and they battle right down to the wire. You're going to see the 6-2 in the far outside. She's flying on the end of it, but a perfect textbook drive by Barrio, popping out late in the lane and getting up to win 1:58 and 2. Miss Patricia B wins race number 3. Speaking of Shadow, looks to hang on for the deuce. Cut Her Loose rallies in for third in race number 3 at Redshores.
Ms. Patricia B. arriving at the third race winner's circle. Bay pacing mare 4 by Better Than Chatter off the Camlock Dam. Ms. Harrington, owned by Bobby Joe Matheson of Charlottetown. Trainer Ronnie Matheson doubles up. Driver Gilles Barrio doubles up. And the mare pacing to a new race win record of 158-2. Ms. Patricia B. supplies doubles in the third.